I need your help, please subscribe my channel. It's strange how a single sentence can tear through your life like a bullet. Mine arrived with a smirk and a raised glass. Gregory Shaw, my boss, the CEO, was the kind of man whose voice made entire rooms hold their breath. Wealthy, magnetic, confident. He lifted his drink across the dinner table, pointed straight at my wife and said, "She's with me tonight." Laughter rippled through the room. My wife, my Anna, tilted her head back, smiled and replied, "I agree." The laughter kept rolling, mingling with the clinking of crystal and the soft hum of jazz. But inside I went completely still. For a second I thought it had to be an inside joke, one of those comments you laugh at to fit in. So I did. I forced a chuckle, pretending the sudden sting in my chest didn't exist. Anna didn't even glance my way. Her eyes were on him. Only him. It was the annual company gala. A glittering charade where the powerful pretended to like one another. Anna had been the one who insisted we attend. She said it mattered for my career, that Gregory had taken notice of me, that this could be my moment. I spent weeks getting ready. The perfect suit, the perfect words, the perfect everything. I wanted her to be proud. But when Gregory lifted that glass and claimed her with a single line, everything inside me started to collapse. The rest of the evening blurred. I can still hear Anna's laughter, sharp and bright like glass breaking. I can still see Gregory's hand brush her shoulder as he passed behind her chair. And the way she didn't move away. I can still feel how small I felt at my own table. Later, when I asked her about it, she rolled her eyes. "Oh, come on. Don't be dramatic. It was a joke." Maybe it was. Maybe I was being insecure. That's what I told myself on the drive home while she hummed along to the radio, scrolling her phone. But the image wouldn't fade, her smile, his smirk, the way their eyes met like something had already been decided. I barely slept that night. Over the next few days, the pieces started fitting together in ways I didn't want them to. Gregory began calling me into his office more often, but not to discuss work. "How's Anna?" he'd ask casually, flipping through papers. "She's lovely. You're a lucky man." I'd smile. "Yeah, I know." But he'd continue. "You should bring her around more often. She brightens the room." The first time I told myself he meant it kindly. The fifth time I knew better. Anna started dressing up more for her lunches with friends. She began setting her phone face down. Once I caught her deleting messages before I could even ask what she was doing. "Just clearing space," she said, laughing that soft laugh that used to melt me. It didn't melt anymore. It burned. One Friday, Gregory invited us to dinner at his house. "Just a few people from the office," he said. Anna was thrilled, almost too thrilled. She wore a red dress I'd never seen before, tight enough to make my stomach knot. On the drive there, she kept checking her reflection, fixing her lipstick. When I reached for her hand, she gently pulled away, pretending to adjust her hair. His home was enormous and cold, the kind of place where even the air feels expensive. And there weren't a few people. There were two, Anna and me. He greeted us warmly, handed Anna a glass of wine, and patted my shoulder like I was a child. "Let's make this a night to remember," he said. We sat by the pool, city lights flickering below. He talked about business, travel, power, all the things I used to admire. But his eyes never left her. And she didn't seem to mind. When he leaned close and whispered something, she laughed. That same laugh from the gala. I watched it unfold in real time, the quiet disappearance of boundaries, the way their world folded closed and left me outside of it. At one point I excused myself to the bathroom just to breathe. When I returned, they were gone. I found them out on the balcony, standing too close, their silhouettes outlined by the city glow. His hand was on her back. She didn't move it. They didn't see me. I stood there, heart pounding so hard I thought I might pass out. And then I heard her voice, soft, trembling but not afraid. "You shouldn't," she said. "Then tell me to stop," he answered. She didn't. I left without a word and drove aimlessly until dawn. When I got home, she was already in bed, pretending to sleep. I watched her for a long time, wondering when she'd stop being mine. I didn't confront her, not yet. I wanted proof. I wanted to be sure. So I pretended. I smiled, kissed her cheek before work, made her breakfast on Sundays. And I watched. Gregory started giving me fewer projects, less FaceTime. Anna began coming home later. One night, her phone lit up with his name, Gregory, work. She saw me notice. Her face went pale. He was just asking about your proposal, she lied. Then call him back, I said quietly. Her lips parted but nothing came out. That silence told me everything. That's when my revenge began. Not the loud kind with shouting or shattered plates, but the quiet, patient kind. I started documenting everything. Every deleted message, every late night, every trip he suggested I skip. I sent anonymous tips to HR about Gregory's behavior. Forwarded his after-hours text to compliance from a fake email. I didn't need to expose Anna, not yet. She was already destroying herself. 3 months later, he was under investigation. 2 more and he was on leave. When the board announced his suspension, Anna found out the same way everyone else did. Through the news alert flashing across her phone. She looked at me, pale and speechless, searching for something in my eyes. I gave her nothing. That night she finally broke. She cried, begged, confessed. Said it was a mistake, that she thought he loved her, that she didn't know why she did it. She said all the words I'd once imagined she'd say. But I felt nothing. No anger. No sadness. Just a hollow kind of relief. You ruined him, she whispered when she realized the truth. I nodded. No, I said quietly. He ruined himself. You just helped. She moved out 2 weeks later. I didn't stop her. I didn't chase her. I didn't even watch her leave. I just sat at the kitchen table, listening to drawers closing, bags zipping, doors creaking. Each sound another nail sealing the coffin I'd been living in. Sometimes late at night I still think about that gala. About how different things might have been if she'd looked at me instead of him. If I'd taken her hand and walked out right then instead of staying and laughing along. Maybe that was my mistake. I kept trying to save something that was already ashes. A few weeks ago, I saw her again at a cafe downtown. She was alone, stirring her coffee, smaller somehow. Our eyes met for a second. She smiled, the same smile that once felt like home. But it didn't hurt this time. It just felt gone. She mouthed, I'm sorry. I nodded. That was enough. Revenge didn't heal me. It didn't fill the emptiness she left behind. It didn't bring closure. It only gave me silence. And in that silence, I learned the hardest truth of all. Sometimes the person you burn the world for is the one holding the match.